Set in the picturesque town of Reddings Mill, Missouri, in a stone building once known as the Rock City Tavern, Richardson's Candy House was established in 1970 by Don and Peggy Richardson. Using candy recipes from Peggy's mother Dolly, Richardson's Candy House quickly established a reputation for providing some of the best handcrafted chocolate treats in not only Southwest Missouri, but also the whole United States.
We are standing in the heart of the Candy House. This is where it all begins. We make all our centers in here, all the toffee, all the caramels, all the caramel pecan treats, all the fudges, all the walking sticks, brittles, creams, melt away. The English toffee recipe is the one we use, mainly, and it is our #1 seller. This is Joanna, and she is making our cherry cordials. Maraschino cherries are drained of their juices and put in the tumbler, where they are coated with fondant sugar, which is a finer grained sugar, and they receive a nice coating of that sugar. And after they're coated, she'll spray them with cherry juice from the drained cherries, and also an enzyme that is invertase, which breaks down sugar and makes the sugar into a juice or a clear liquid. As the cherries get coated with the fondant sugar, then they are put onto trays and then covered in chocolate. Those cherries need to sit for 2 to 3 weeks for that enzyme to work, so that the sugar is converted to a clear liquid, and that's how you get the cherry cordial. So she's got the cherries in there, and they're tumbling with the sugar, and she'll coat them with the juice and invertase till they get a nice heavy coating on them, and then put out on trays and then taken to the enrober for coating in chocolate. What the girls are doing here is they've taken the cherries, which we saw Joanna coating in the kitchen with the confectioner's sugar and invertase, and they're putting a bottom on here. It's on the bottomer, and then they put them on this belt, which is a cooling belt that cools the bottom of the chocolate, and so that bottom chocolate is set by the time it gets to the enrobing part. At this part, the tempered chocolate is brought up from the warming kettle or the melting pot, and the product is enrobed or covered, and then the excess chocolate goes down through the wire belt and is recycled back up. It also goes on a shaker here, and that shakes off the extra chocolate to give the product its shape definition. At this point, were this to be its final run, it would have some kind of marking on it. From there, it goes back onto another belt and down the ride to the cooling tunnel, which is cooled in there, and so by the time it reaches the end and is ready to be picked up, the chocolate has set.
After 24 years of ownership, Don and Peggy Richardson sold their beloved Candy House to Bill and Joyce Castler. During their ownership of the Candy House, the Castlers used increased publicity and promotion to double the establishment's volume. Following the 5-year period of prosperity, the Candy House once again changed owners when Springfield, Missouri native Terry Hicklin and his wife Pat purchased the enterprise. In November of 2000, continued success allowed the Hicklins to open a new Candy House location in Carthage, Missouri. 2 years later, an additional store was opened in Springfield, Missouri. In November 2004, looking to capitalize on the business's sustained success, a 4th location was opened in Joplin, Missouri. This 8,400-foot facility allowed bigger equipment to be purchased, thus doubling the company's productivity and allowing them to meet the ever-increasing demand.
We are at our pumping station, where we have 2 melting pots, one in milk chocolate and one in dark chocolate, where all our molds are made. have a lot of molds, corporate and holiday, seasonal related molds that we do. The products are dipped or the molds are filled in this area. It's a melting pot that is run by an air compressor, so it actually pumps the chocolate. The molds are filled. They're shaken on a shaker table to release all the air bubbles from that product. And then the molds are refrigerated till the chocolate is set and the product will pop out. We're at our hand dipping area where the girls are dipping pretzels, half dipped pretzels, and then decorating those with a sprinkle or a nonpareil. We still do quite a few products hand dipped. This is one of them. There are some specialty items, especially in the spring, like chocolate dipped strawberries, that all have to be hand dipped. Their pods are run by two 100-watt light bulbs, much like an easy bake oven. They're on a temperature control so they can temper their chocolate to get that nice sheen to it and make it more workable. They dip the item in the chocolate and also design it so that it has its characteristic shape and markings. Right here we're standing in front of our packing station, and this is where the ladies pack our gift boxes, the familiar gold gift box that everyone's familiar with Candy House Gourmet Chocolates. They have a prescribed packing pattern depending on what size of box they're getting, and so the ladies will set up their stations so they can just pull, each piece. We are standing in front of our Saranner. When gift boxes get packed, they come over to this area where they're put through the Saran machine. After all the necessary labeling is on, nutritional labeling and lot coding and product identification markings are put on the box. They get Saran and then heat shrunk and then cased up in cases. And those cases from there will go into our cooler for storage.
To produce the highest quality chocolate candy, to place customer service first, and to continually improve the working conditions and benefits for our employees is the mission statement and formula for today's flourishing Candy House Chocolate Factory.